Hi there everyone, it's Cassie Trask. Welcome back for another Trinity Stamps video. Today we're going to be making a very fun background that can be used with all kinds of stamp sets, but let's talk about what we're using to start. We're using the Nugs and Kisses stamp set. It's brand new, love it. It's got the dies to go along with it. The dies even match the sentiments as well. We're going to pull in the Clean Cut Layers Circle Set B, but we also have the Circle Set A if you'd like to use that. I'm going to be using the brand new Clingy Craftmate. And then we have some various inks, some blending brushes, and some embellishments. So let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to bring in this circle die. These are great because there are so many different sizes. And I just wanted to put those on my piece of cardstock that I have that's cut down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, just randomly. But I am using an odd number because, you know, the rule of odds. Visually it's better. So I'm just going to tack those down with a little bit of mint tape, and then I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. I actually do a couple of these kind of cards because once you figure out the layout you want, you can do a bunch of them. And then I do have another piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and that's the one we're going to blend our ink on. So not only am I going to bring in my blending brushes, my blending buddy, I'm also bringing in my little Sidekick as well. And I've decided to use some blues. So that first color I'm using is a tumbled glass. And I'm just kind of making circles on the background. I want them to look like circles. I don't want it to be blended out perfectly. The next color I'm bringing in is broken china. And those are just mostly as a base. So I don't care that it's splotchy. That's fine with me. This is going to go behind those circles that I die cut out anyway, so I think in the end it looks really fun. You can do it with all kinds of colors. You can just have fun. And the fact that the blending brushes are circular to begin with, you just work into that circle. And so I'm bringing in that die cut piece every once in a while just because I want to make sure that some of those colors that I'm bringing in, like this one is prize ribbon, show through those circles. And then I bring in some chipped sapphire, and then all I'm going to do is go back and forth with those colors to make sure that I have some good representation of the colors showing through on all the circles. This was so much fun to do, very therapeutic for me, and I didn't have to worry that my circles were perfect or that the blending was perfect. That was the whole point, is just to get in there and blend around some colors, and then to put the other background that I cut the circles out of kind of breaks the blending up a little bit, and in the end it sort of gives you more of like a bokeh effect. So, or I guess maybe even like a reverse bokeh effect. I don't know what you'd call this, but I really like the way it looks through those circles, and I do want to try this with some other colors too. You'll notice I keep bringing in those different blues back and forth, and when I go to the darker color I don't clean off my brush, but when I go to a lighter color, I do make sure to wipe off my brush on a microfiber cloth. These brushes are pretty easy to clean off, but I do have designated brushes for the different colors. So, and I don't know, I just like to have that. I'm not great at always cleaning my brushes, but Trinity Stamps has a new scrubby cup that may help me be a little bit more clean with my blending brushes. So that is always a great idea. All right, so I'm just going to keep kind of going back and forth, as you can tell, and bringing in that other background just to make sure that I have the look that I'm going for. I really like how this ends up turning out. And I do make another one. It was so fun to do. Like I said, I want to do some other color combos and see how those turn out as well. Now, to adhere the panel down to the background that I just made, I do decide to bring in some thin 3D foam squares. These are obviously much thinner, I mean it says it in the name, than regular foam squares that are probably good for shakers and whatnot. I didn't want this to be a shaker, although this could very easily be a shaker if you wanted it to be. But I'm going to use these thin 3D foam squares because I do want my background raised up a little bit, but I don't want it to be super thick. So these are great for that. So I'll just peel off all that release paper, and then I'll carefully place down my panel onto the front of my blended panel. And then you can really see how that comes together. So you can be as sloppy with the circles as you want to in that background, and it ends up looking pretty good. But that's what I'm talking about. It's super thin. It's still raised, but it's just thin. So now we need to stamp out our images. I did put some Express It cardstock into my mini MISTI, and I'm going to ink up The two images that I want to use using some Black Widow ink by Simon Hurley Create, and then I'm going to use my Olos to color these up. And you might be wondering why I used blue for my background. Well, I guess I like to be a little different, and yeah, naturally I think I wanted to color my boxes red, but I decided to kind of just look around and see if there were other food chains that might have had different colored packaging for their fries or their nuggets or whatnot. And I did find one that had blue. So that's why I focused on the blue. And it was actually Blue and Craft. I cannot tell you what the name of that food chain was, but I thought, all right, we'll be a little different and we'll use blue. To color my nuggets, I did use some yellow, orange, and some orange. And then for our fries, we just go to the yellow, orange. And I've put those colors up on the screen for you, and just adding a little bit of shadowing and shading where I think it would look good. And then here's the blue I'm going to bring in for the packaging. It seems a little odd to use blue and not red, but I like how it turned out. And it's different, so it's different. Definitely wanted to do a little bit of that. So we're bringing in some shadowing and shading there as well and blending that out, adding a little bit more color. Then we'll move on to our fry box. I just love how these little characters have arms and legs. It's just so fun. And then here we'll add a little bit of like a craft color to the side of the box. And then we can color up our fries. Once again, I'm going to use just yellow, orange for those. And just adding tiny bits of shadowing and shading. But the stamps themselves are fairly detailed, so you don't have to go too crazy with your shadowing and shading if you didn't want to. So now that we're done with all of our coloring, we'll bring in the matching dies to go along with it. I do love, and I say this every time, that Trinity Stamps has dies for their sentiments also. And it's not just like a strip, although you could just easily cut those out if you wanted to have them be on like a straight rectangle. I love that these go around each of the words, and we'll use that as well. I did decide I wanted some of those ketchup splatters, so I brought in some Bee Sting Simon Hurley Create ink, and I'm just going crazy with the stamping with the leftover paper that I had. I think I stamped out 3 of each. One of them's kind of like a heart, and the other's just a splatter. And then I'll bring in the matching die for those, and we'll run that through our little die cutting machine. And then we'll do that 3 times, since I did stamp each one of them out 3 times. I don't know at this point how many of those I'm actually going to use, but I tend to go overboard. And then if I don't use it, I have extras. For the sentiments, I bring in some Pear Blossom Press sentiment stock. This stuff is perfect for heat embossing. So I did use an anti-static powder tool on that. But this paper is so great because it's super smooth. And so it's perfect for stamping out your sentiments. That way you get a lot less, if any, of the powder sticking to areas you don't want it to stick to. So I'm going to stamp out each of my words. I stamp out 3 sentiments. So we've got exercise, and then the other sentiment that's going to go with that is that says, I thought you said extra fries. And then the other one says, winner, winner, chicken dinner. And that's a pretty popular sentiment. Our family uses winners get dinner. And I, of course, use winner, winner, chicken dinner also. But winners get dinner is the funny thing in our house. So we're going to go ahead and die cut out each of those sentiments using the dies that go along with it. And then we can start assembling our cards. So we'll start with the little chicken nuggets. I already have someone in mind for this card. It actually, going along with that winners get dinner, fun story. We've got a friend of ours, very good friends. Their daughter does Irish dance. And so whenever she runs off to a competition, my husband is really good at going, winners get dinner. And so, and she's young, but she's cute. And so sometimes she'll text or call or whenever she has one of those competitions, and she'll say, tell Mr. Jim that I get dinner. So just a fun little thing. So I know that this card is going to have to go to her. So I'll put a few of those ketchup splotches down. I'm just putting some glue behind there. It's obviously not going to stick to the die cut out circles because I have that popped up a little bit, but I'm just making sure to put all those things in the area where there's more of the white. And then we do have our base, which measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and is scored at 4.25. So we'll go ahead and attach our panel down to the front of that. And then we'll bring in some of those red sparkle hearts. Those are so pretty. They're ruby red. And there's different sizes, which has me so excited. So I have been using the heck out of these. And so I've just put them down using my pickup stick and some liquid glue, and was pretty generous with them. And so there you go. I finished off 2 cards, took no time, and it was so much fun. I hope this background inspires you to kind of try your own hand at it. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And be sure to check out all that Trinity Stamps has going on over on their blog, Facebook page, and Instagram for more crafty inspiration. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.